Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you an updated translation feature inside of Read&Write for Google Chrome that can make foreign language classes more accessible for students who struggle with writing, spelling, or keyboard access. If you're a teacher or AT specialist, this may be a game changer for your students. Many of you may already use the Talk&Type Read&Write's built-in speech-to-text tool. It's great for students who have difficulty spelling or physically accessing the keyboard. They can simply speak and Read&Write will type it for them. But what happens when that same student wants to take a foreign language class? For students with language-based learning disabilities, dyslexia, cognitive or motor challenges, those difficulties don't disappear when they step into a French or Spanish class. And too often, that means they simply opt out of a foreign language altogether. This is where Read&Write can assist with bridging that gap. This is especially helpful when a student is learning vocabulary, building simple sentences, or needs support producing written work but still wants to participate in the class. We're supporting their access, not replacing their learning, by using these accessibility features. There are two ways students can use Read&Write to support foreign language learning. The first is by switching the toolbar language. When students change the toolbar language, the word prediction, text-to-speech, and speech-to-text all operate in that target audience. So, if Sally is taking French, switching Read&Write to French means the word prediction will show French vocabulary, speech-to-text will recognize French pronunciations, and text-to-speech reads in a correct French voice. The second option is the Translate While Speaking feature. Inside the Talk&Type settings, there's now an option called Translate While Speaking. This allows a student to speak in one language and have the tool automatically translate the output into another language. Let's take a look at how these tools work. So the first thing I want to show you is how we can switch the toolbar language. You can see here I'm in Google Docs and my Read&Write for Google Chrome toolbar is open. As a reminder, this is a feature that is only available in the paid version. We're going to come over to the three dots and tap on Settings. From here, we're going to scroll down to Language. And this is where we're going to update our languages. So if my student is taking French, I'm going to come in here and switch the language to French, but I'm also going to switch the features to French. When I do that and I click on my word prediction box, you'll notice that my word prediction box is now in French. So if I wanted to type So you saw in that example that the word prediction box is now populating in the foreign language. When I close my word prediction box and go into my text to speech, you can hear that it is now reading it in French. The next option I want to show you is how to use the Translate While Speaking feature. First, you need to go into your settings and go to Talk&Type. Here, it's going to ask you first, When you're working in Google Docs, do you want to use the Google Voice typing microphone or Talk&Type? If you're using the Translate while speaking, you need to select Use Talk&Type. This is where you're going to make your adjustments for the translation. So what I have found is that while I went in earlier to change the language, you don't necessarily need to do that for the translate while speaking, but I find that it does work better if the language settings match the translation. So if I'm going to, again, have this example of the student in French class, I'm going to speak in English and I would like it to translate to French. And I'm going to exit out of here. And now I'm going to click on Talk&Type. And you'll see there's this little arrow down here now. And if I tap on that, I want it to translate while speaking. I'm going to click on this. Hello, sir. Do you speak English? So by doing this example, you'll see what I typed using word prediction and how I spoke it and it translated it are different. So it can also act as a way for students to check their work. They can type it first using the word prediction feature, and then they can go and use the Talk&Type to see if that is the correct answer. So, if you have students who want to take a foreign language but struggle with spelling or written output, these read and write features can help them participate more fully and confidently, right alongside their peers. While we want the students to produce their own work and not have the technology do it for them, for those students who struggle with their language-based learning disabilities or other disabilities that would make it difficult for them to access a foreign language, these tools can open the door for these students to experience a foreign language class like their peers. If you found this helpful, please feel free to share it with colleagues or families and let me know in the comments what other read and write tools you'd like to explore. Thanks so much for watching.